Am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, I'll not take much time. Okay, I think there is some problem with my account Gmail. I'll figure it out. Why I was using this application Good Notice for collaboration tool for showing some explanation through the architecture diagram for joins. Okay. Anyway, I'll fix it later. Okay. You can start the recording, Saib. Okay. So, guys, today we're gonna learn about joins. Okay, joining multiple tables. Okay. So, what type of joins we have? We learn about joins. Then we'll see the definition and table alias, inner join, left join, self join, outer join, cross, natural, and union all. Okay, these are the concepts that we will cover today. Okay, so before that, why do we need a joins? Okay, so Postgres SQL join is used to combine columns from one or more tables based on the values of the common columns. What that means is you need to have a common column in other tables also. Okay, I'll show you that and how to identify that. Okay, through ERD. Okay, entity relationship diagrams. Okay, so you're going to connect two tables and one column might be a common column in both the tables. Okay, that is what we're going to see. And this common columns are typically the primary key. Okay, generally we pick the primary key, and yesterday we learned about the constraints. Okay, constraint is nothing but setting a rule for your table. No duplicate, okay, and unique values, no null. Okay, so it will not allow. So that means what? You have a golden records, okay, in your database. So the common column are typically the primary keys column of the first table. Okay, first table. When we are talking about first table, we have two table, table A, table B. Okay, and the foreign key columns on the secondary table. Okay, if you don't have a secondary table, you can pick the common column which is there in both the tables. Okay, I'll show you all those examples. And Postgres supports all these tables. Okay, natural, union, right, fuller outer, left, inner join. Okay, okay. Just maximize this. Okay. Now joining multiple tables. Okay. Joins in Postgres are used to combine rows from two or more tables. Okay. Now we are not talking about two tables. You have table A, table B. No. You have three table, four table. You can join. Okay. You can very well join and fetch the data. Okay. I'll explain all those examples. with the DVD rental, because the DVD rental, whatever the temporary database we have, so we can make use of that database to uh, practice on joins. Okay, joins will take 1 or 2 days more. Why? Because it is very complex. When most of the time you have to join two table to fetch a data. Okay, that is the task that you have to work on. Okay, practicing with sample data will give you good exposure on multiple joins and inner outer. Okay, if the concept is clear, then I think you can write. See, code and all, you, I mean, ask ChatGPT also, it will give you. But you need to understand the concepts. Okay, if you don't know the concepts, you will still looking here and there for answers. Okay, so what I'm saying is, first understand the concept, the fundamental points that we have to keep it in mind when we are joining two tables. Okay, it could be left, right. Okay, I'll explain what is left, right, inner. Okay, and joins are used to combine columns from one side or more tables based more. When I say more, it could be two or more, three, four, five. Okay. So more tables based on the value of common columns. Just make sure, say for example, you have an employee ID, department table. Okay. You have employee table, department table, and then you have HR table. Okay. Now, if you see in employee ID, just assume you have employee ID. Okay. Employee ID is common there. Department, yes, you will have department name, department ID, then employee ID also, right? So employee ID acts as a foreign key there, which will give a reference for employee table. Okay, and common columns act as a primary key. Okay, see the third statement, common column. You have a common column called employee ID in all these three tables. Okay, employee table, the department table, okay, and the third one is HR table. And you have this, what is that, payroll table. Okay, payroll, you get salaries and all, right? There also, if you see your pay slip, you get your, based on your, they capture your employee ID, okay, which is unique. So if you have these four tables and you need to fetch, I am from which department and what is my seniority, okay, when did I join, date of joining, okay, and then I want to summarize the reports. Okay, what I'll do is I have to add, connect or join all these tables to fetch the data. Okay, so like I said, common columns acts as a primary key, first table and the foreign key columns, okay, of the second table. Okay, now we'll also learn about table alias. Okay, now what is this table alias? You give a temporary name, okay, for your table. Say for example, DVD rental, we might have worked on, you guys know we have worked on couple of tables, right? So select star from film, select star from actor, select star from a store, and all we have done, right? So when you create a alias, okay, if I say film, okay, I'll say select star from films. I'll give as table alias as F. Just one word, okay, one letter, sorry, not word, one letter F. Okay, one letter F or FLM or FLM, something I'll give. Okay, so that's the alias I'll use. See, in real time, what happens is the table name in real time database, it will be some gibberish with the business unit code, and then it will be with a lot of gibberish text, right? So when you are working on complex project with joining multiple tables and fetching those data, right, you don't get that info. Okay, sometimes it will go above your head. Okay, it happened with me also. So I use something called alias. Okay, for example, I have something called department DEPT. It will say the table name DEPT 136000149, something, some random number will be there. Okay, so that is based on the location where our uh, database is residing, in which data center. So they will have all codes for data center, server code, location code, so they will assign that. Okay, so that will be confusing for me. Okay, if I have two department and different numeric number, right, so I'll definitely get confused. So best option that Postgres provides you is alias, table alias. You give a meaningful name. Say for example, you're working on India data. So you can say select columns or star from table as department India, Bangalore, Gurgaon, or whatever location. Okay. So when you are clubbing those tables, you can pick this alias, and this will stay whatever the alias that you're creating, it will say temporarily till you are using the Postgres session. Okay, once you close the session, that will get removed. Okay, that is how it works. It's a session based. Okay, and what else? Okay, I'll come to this. First, we'll see some basics things. Okay, now I just said, why do we need joins? Okay, why do we need joins? Okay, if you see in real databases, data is normalized. Okay, what do you mean by normalized? The entire data is split into tables. Okay, like employee data, HR data, department data, okay, performance data, and so on. Okay, so it is normalized. We call it as normalized because we split into multiple tables. And how these are related to each other? With a common column. Okay, so we say RDBMS. Okay, relational. There is a relation with employee table and what is the other one? Uh, Department table. Why? There is some common columns are there which are already there in employee table. Okay, so that is how we have to track. Okay, now I'll give you an example in DVD rental. Okay, so we know DVD rental, right? So we'll just go back. Okay, we know DVD rental database. Okay, now here we have three core entities. Okay, uh, one minute. It is too small. Okay, now I have a country, city, language, then I have category, then I have film, actor, I have customer. Okay, you see, this is a business, right? Business. Okay, DVD rental is a business where you have external entity are called customers. Okay, and whatever you see on the right hand side, these are mostly internal. Okay, so now if I ask a question, I have a customer, I have a rental, and then I have uh, payment. Okay, just assume you take these three: customer, rental, and payment. Okay, so what does the customer table will have? Customer details. What does the rental table will have? Rental transactions. Okay, rental transactions. Okay, how many DVDs are with customers? How many we received? Okay, how many are uh, uh, what is that called term? Not usable DVDs. Okay, maybe some technical problems are with the discs. Okay, it is not running properly. How many are damaged? Okay, correct terminology is damaged discs. All this will be here. Okay, okay, all this will be here, rental. Now in payment, what transaction I'll have? Payment records. Okay, whether the payment is due or paid in advance and all those things, and which staff ID logged in, and who took care of those transactions. Okay, and these are the customer ID, and customer ID is where it is pulled from here. Okay, if you see, we have customer ID serial here, primary key, green sorry, yellow means primary key, and now this key we have customer ID. This is a foreign key for that table. Okay, same customer ID is a foreign key. primary, and the same ID which is there column in the other table, we called it as a foreign key. Okay. Now I'll ask you one question. I just mentioned these three tables. Okay. My question is, which customer uh, which customer rented which film and how much did he pay? Okay. Can I pull all this information from this table? Let me. Okay. Select start from customer. Okay. To my question was, which customer rented which film and how much did he pay? Are we getting that information? We have cust ID, store ID. Okay. From which store this customer Jennifer has rented? Okay. This is store ID 2. Okay. Like earlier, if you remember, we have a lot of stores, right? Even today, if you see, uh, earlier we used to have this DVD rental shops, right? So in same city you will have different location, right? So each location will have some ID based on the location, something like this. Okay. So you see the question was, which customer rented which film and how much did he pay? So if I go towards this table, I don't have payment details here. Okay. Just have purely customer details. Okay. So I'll write down my question, which customer rented which film and how much did they pay? Okay. Now here by the question, okay, so this is a business question to you. Okay. Now here what you have to do is, one is customer, one is film, which film. Okay. So which film, which table it will accommodate? Rent. Okay. And how much did they pay? Payment. So you have to club three tables here. Okay. The first table is customer plus rental plus payment table. Okay. Based on the business requirement, you have to query this with three tables. Okay. So first understand, whenever you sit with the stakeholders or business stakeholders, check what is the requirement, what they are looking for. Is it whatever the questions they are asking, is it available everything in one table? Okay. Generally it will be not. Okay. That is why we normalize the table. Okay. We say normalization in SQL so that we break into pieces and create multiple tables, and we create a relation. Okay. This one. This is the line that you see, there is a relation. Okay. Film ID small int is there, film ID small int is there. So there is a relation in this table called film category and film actor. Okay. Now between these two, okay, between these two there is no relation. Okay. I can move like this. Okay. If it is overlapping, you can just move here and there with the mouse and then you can see. Okay. If it is looking like this, you will see there is a relation. No. Okay. So best thing is, whatever the columns you see here, see in the corresponding, if I ask you store and inventory, is there a relation? So here I have a store ID. Okay. Store ID serial. Here we have store ID. Okay. So there is a relation. Okay. Let's move this little up. Yeah. Now, if I ask you rental and inventory, there is a relation. Yes, there is a relation. You can see there is a, if you just highlight, You can see there is a relation. Okay, now here on the right hand side we have inventory ID serial and we have inventory ID here also. Okay, so when we have common columns in both the tables, we see there is a relation. Okay, and when you are pulling the information, you have to join this table. Okay, left join means all the columns from the left table. Okay, and we'll take a reference of this and we will fetch only required from the right table. Okay, right join means right table all the columns, left will give a one or two reference. Okay, but when we do this hands-on, right, this is very important and crucial topic that you have to prepare. See, in most of the interviews questions they ask joins. Okay, they ask joins. If you tell them all the storyline. Okay, I'm also preparing some questionnaires for you guys for preparation purpose. Okay, how to answer with answers. Okay, so probably you can go through that PDF also. It's not yet done, I'm still working on it. Once it is ready, I'll share it with you guys. Okay, so that you can also start preparing yourself for facing any interviews. Okay, now we will use join. We join tables using common columns. Okay, usually primary key, foreign key. Okay, that's the concept. Now for this purpose, for this questionnaire, what is the table I will use? I'll use customer, rental, payment. Okay, I can use film also, and if there is a inventory, yeah, inventory also I can use, and actor. What is actor? Actor. Okay, and film underscore actor, not film, only film. Okay, so we can use all these tables. First, we'll learn about table alias. Okay, basics. I can say select a star from film. Okay, I can say uh, as F. Okay, this is the alias I'm creating. Short term, short name. Okay, okay. Now you see the magic here. Okay, there is a different way I can give the reference here. Okay, so I'll just run select star from this to see what are the column names I have. Okay, now if I want to select any columns here, I can also write something like, I can say F dot. Okay, you see there's a film alias F. Okay, F dot film ID, comma, second one F dot title, comma, and F dot release underscore year. Okay, from I can say from uh, F also I can say it should work. Okay, let me run and I will see the results. Okay, it says F does not exist. Okay, okay, in SQL it works. So okay, so this is the syntax that you have to use. Okay, after film you have to mention F. Okay, then only see Right now I'm giving a reference here f dot film id and all. Why? Because we are creating this thing is when you join other table, there might be a film id, there might be a title. Okay, so if you create a alias for that column or that table, a different alias like maybe this just example I'm giving is the table name, just assume it's a uh, description table. Okay, description table. Okay, so you can say select star from description as d. Okay, and if the common testing is here also, it is available there, it is available this film id, then you can say, you will say inner join, and you will give the reference here, reference with what is that, description. Okay, so it will join these columns from this table film, and when you do a inner join, it will give a reference for all the table from description. Okay, I'll show you those examples one by one. Okay, first alias. Okay, so 1 minute, I'll save this. Joins. Okay, so today's topic is joins. So whatever we learned today, I'll share those for your reference and practice. Okay, now I will create a alias for other table. Okay, so I have select star from customer, customer as C. Okay, so this is the customer table. Okay, here I mentioned as C as alias. Okay, if I want store ID, and I'll pick some random here, active. Okay, something just for demonstration purpose, I'll say C dot active users. I need then I need C dot cust cust ID from okay. Now we got C. I'm giving a reference with C. Okay, you can see this statement, whatever we are writing, right? No need to write. Okay, if you are working on customer table, you can give an abbreviation as cus or cust, whatever you want to give. I just give one letter C. Okay, you can give whatever name you want. Okay, you can write this statement also, and you can uh, give it. Okay, for example, I'll say select from actor. Okay, this is the actor table. I have 4 columns. Now I want to create a alias. What I'll do is I'll say select. First is what? Actor ID. I'll say actor underscore ID. Okay. Before that, you have to add a abbreviation. What is the abbreviation you think of adding? I'll say a dot actor. Okay, comma first name. A dot, what is the first name? First name. FIR. Okay, and then I'll say from actor table. Okay, from actor table, and I'll say A. Okay, this way also you can add. See here, I didn't add A as A and all. Okay, you can add continuously continuity with the statement itself. Okay, still I'm getting the reference here. Okay, why this is important, alias, is when you join 2 tables, right, you will not get confused. That is the reason we are learning about alias. Okay, now I'll show you one simple Okay, so C is equal to customer alias and what is the other one? Rental R. So R is equal to rental table alias. Okay, so I'm gonna join two tables, customer table and rental table. Now you see the magic. Okay, I'll say select C dot. Okay, we have already done this. C dot active customer ID, first name, last name, I think, and rental date. Okay, I'll say C dot first name, comma C dot under customer. What table you need? Last name. I need the last name. Okay. Now what else you need? I'm good with this. Now I want a rental table. Okay. From rental table, what info I need? So for that, what you have to do is you can run the select star from rental and run the command, or you can go to the ERD also. Here, where is the rental? Uh, yeah, rental. Okay. In rental, I need the date here. So rental dates timestamp. Okay. So I have something called rental underscore date. I want to use this column. Now see, now pay attention here. See, now alias I'm using is R dot uh, rental rental underscore date. Okay. Now you see the difference here. These two columns are table from customer, and this column is from rental table. Okay, so I'm giving a reference as R. Okay, after which first statement that you will write is from. Okay, from you say customer, which is my first table, as C. Okay, and then I'll say join which table, rental, as R. Okay, and on. Okay, this is a statement. After join, on which column to which column? This is rental and this is customer table. Okay, I'll just bring it here. I'll keep it side by side. Okay, now I want to join which is common here. See, I have customer ID. Do I have a customer ID here? I have a customer ID. Okay, here customer ID, and this is a primary key and this is a foreign key. Same key if you see on the other table, it is referred as foreign key. Okay, so I'm going to connect these two tables using this one common column which is common in both, so that you will get a unique values on. Okay, so first I'll say C dot customer underscore ID. Okay, and then you have to add equals. Then you see R dot R means rental table, customer underscore ID. Okay, done. We are done with the statement. Okay, so how many lines we have to write? 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this is a syntax, guys. Join. Okay, so this is simple. You have learned till now the select statement. Okay, so from customer C, and today we learned about alias, how to add a alias for a table. Okay, so I'm adding this live alias, and then I'm joining a table, another table called rental with a reference of R, because this data that we are going to get here rental is from table R, rental. Okay, and what are the common tables, sorry, columns in both the tables? Customer ID. So C dot customer ID equals to R dot customer ID. Okay, let's run this. Okay, now you see it has come beautifully. First name from customer table, last name from customer table, and rental date from rental table. Okay, a reference. Now you can validate how many? 16,044. Okay, so this is how we use join. Okay, this is just a sample. Okay, any doubt? Yeah, let me ask this question. You guys understood the concept or it's going above your head? Okay, no worries. See, it comes all by practicing. Okay, without practicing, just seeing this will not help you. Okay, you need to do practice. Whatever the example I give, you try with a different table. Okay, you just pick two table and ask question yourself. I have these two tables, and this is a business question. Leaders are asking how to fetch this information. Okay, and then start practicing. Okay, you have ERD, just go to the ERD and ask question yourself. See, I have this. Okay, now I want to see uh, film and film and film category. Okay, now here what is information I'm gonna get? Title, movie, and then rental duration about the movie, year of release and all that, it is here. Okay, but I want to see the category, film category. Okay, so when was the last updated and all, you see here I have, you need to first check is film ID, serial number is here, it is here. Okay, you just highlight here and see if there is a relation. Okay, so if I add this, you can see there is a relation. Film ID is here, film ID is there. So based on the table, only thing is you have film category, right? How to create an alias? Okay, first check the table name here. F film category is there, you can say FC, and here plain you can say F. Okay, here you have film actor, FA, alias. Okay, from this to this, if you want to pull staff and film actor details, you can pull this. If there is a relation, first you have to check if there is a relation. If there is no relation, you cannot pull that information. You need to add four more tables and then you need to pull the information. Okay, so similarly we have something called inner join. Okay, the one which we just ran, it is a pure join. Okay, based on columns. Inner join, it returns only matching rows from both the tables. Okay, so I'll update the definitions also. Okay, I think I already added here. Okay, type of operation used in relation database to combine rows from two or more tables based on related columns between them. Okay, so you can see the second statement. When you use inner join, the result will only include rows where there is a match. Okay, in both the tables. So you can see here inner join. So there is a two Venn diagram here. Okay, and you can see the area that is shaded here with blue color. So what that means is only the data that matches it will fetch from both the tables. Okay, and this is a syntax. Select list means column names from table 1. So I have mentioned it T1, inner join table 2, and this is the reference T2 on which column. Okay, so this is another way. So different ways you can write. Okay, but this is little complex, we need some hands-on. So I would suggest let's get some hands-on first. Okay, let's at least try the join that we did today. I want you to practice at least tomorrow with multiple tables that we have. Okay, we have a lot of tables here. Okay, so multiple tables are there. You can try with all those things. Inventory is there. Okay. Now you see, if you highlight, there is a relation between rental and inventory. Okay. So here, what are the columns we have? Inventory ID. Do we have inventory ID here? Inventory ID is there. If inventory one column is there, you can join from this table. You can pull rental ID, rental date stamp, rental return date, last updated, and then you can join this table inventory with store ID or last updated info with out time zone. Okay, so this type of information you can easily fetch. Okay, let me save this and let me share this. Okay, I want these joins are very complex, guys. Okay, so now as we are moving on, okay, all these topics are little complex. Okay, to understand. Okay, it comes only by practice. Okay, and I'll do one thing. Weekend, I'll sit and I'll curate some uh, sample database, okay, which I will share it with you in Excel or CSV format. You can upload all those things in your tables, and then you can practice. Okay, or you can now you guys know the insert command, right? But you have to write a lot of entries there, right? Which I don't want to do. Okay, I'll give you sample, because in real time, if you see all these databases are pre-populated with data. Okay, so it will be pre-populated from internal systems, HR systems. Okay, then application systems, then you have external systems, SAP um, systems. Okay, all these databases are pre-populated with the required data. Okay, so there are some instances where you have to manually type or enter those on a web interface, on a UI. Okay, now if I create a UI web interface, and that I will connect backend to Postgres, and I'll create a table with values like a just like a form, Google form. Okay, so what happens is when I enter Google form and submit, it goes and saves all those data in a Excel in the background, right? Similarly, here instead of Excel, you can create this one, Postgres, and then you can connect and write sample data. Okay, but I'll also teach you on ChatGPT how to create a sample data. Okay, with the required columns, tables, and all. Then you can import. See, importing and all, it will take 5-10 minutes. Okay, and then you can practice. Okay, this joins from joins and all. These are all very uh, I mean, important topics. You need to have a hands-on. Okay. So what's the time? 8:55. So guys, we will close this session for today. I'll share this 1 minute. First, I'll share it. So today, just one topic, but I'll continue again on the same topic tomorrow also. Okay, I've shared this, but after we finish this SQL and all, right, I will zip all the files again one more time, and I will keep it on G drive, and I'll give you the link. You can download and save it somewhere, okay, securely. Whatever the files I'm sharing, you keep this as a master file for your learning. Okay, you create a sample other file, and then you can practice. Okay, for now you just experiment here with all these things. Instead of this, you pick up some other table. Okay, simple, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so you create a alias, something like this. First, see what is the table name. Based on that, you decide your alias. Okay, and then you write it here. Okay, this is another way you can create alias with a keyword called as. Okay, It could be caps or lowercase, it doesn't mind. Okay, it will take both cases, and then you can run these commands and see whether it is working or not. Okay, and also guys, tomorrow I have some personal work around 5:36. If there is a, I mean, if I'm not able to take a class, I will send a message in WhatsApp group. Okay, and meanwhile, those who missed out all the previous topics, please go through those videos. Get in touch with Saib to get access those recordings. I mean, he'll share the links. Just go one by one. It is named as per the days. Okay, day one, day two, day three. Okay, so that you can follow along with as per the topics, and then you can practice. Okay, and if I'm not taking tomorrow, I will take on Friday. Okay, evening, same time, 8 to 9. But I'll update you guys. Okay, by 5:30 I will update if there is a class or if there is no class. If I'm able to make it before 5 or 6, I will take a class. Okay, if I'm not, I will send a message to you guys. There is no class tomorrow. Okay, so you can stop the recording. Any questions so far, guys?